Hello everyone, this is John. Today, we are going to practice IELTS speaking test. The test will be in 3 parts. In part 1, I will ask you series of questions across 3 different topics based on your life and experiences. I will give you 15 seconds for your answers. In part 2 I will give you a topic. You will have 1 minute to read the topic and prepare some notes. And then I will ask you to speak on the topic for 2 minutes. In part 3, I will ask you some questions related to the part 2 topic. I will give you 30 seconds for your answers. Let's begin. Good morning. What is your full name, please? And what shall I call you? May I see your identification, please? Now in this first part, I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself. Let's talk about where you live. Where do you live in your country? And is it an interesting place to live? And will you live in your city in future? Now let's talk about hobbies and interests. What hobbies and interests are popular in your country? What hobbies and interests did you have as a child? And do you think parents should encourage their children to have a hobby or an interest? Now let's move and talk about the weather. Do you prefer hot weather or cold? Tell me about the weather in your country in different times of year. Which time of year did you enjoy as a child? And has the weather changed in your country in recent years? Thank you. Now I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. You have 1 minute to think about what you are going to say, and you can make some notes if you wish. Do you understand? Take a piece of paper and pencil. I'd like you to describe a gift or present that somebody gave you recently. You should say what the occasion was, who gave it to you, what it looked like, and explain how you felt about receiving it. Okay, now you have 1 to 2 minutes for this, so don't worry if I stop you. I'll let you know when the time is up. Could you start speaking now, please? Okay, and does this person often buy you presents? You have been telling me about a present you received, and I'd like to ask you some more general questions related to this. So, let's talk about attitudes to gifts. Can you tell me how people feel when they receive a homemade gift and when they receive a shop-bought gift? Why do you say that? Do you think that children get more pleasure after receiving gifts than adults do? Do you think that more people get more pleasure giving or receiving gifts? Let's now talk about the commercial aspects of giving gifts. How much advertisements influence people when they buy gifts? And do you think that some festivals are commercialized as a result of emphasis on buying gifts? Can you tell me more about that? Thank you very much. This is the end of the speaking test.